What's up guys, Redflakes95 here with a brand new video for you today. And this probably going to be a fairly lengthy video. I'm going to be showing you guys a brand new deck I've been working on that I recently finished building. Well, mostly. There's a handful of cards I might switch in and out here and there, but for the most part it's pretty much complete. I got one of these Legend of the Crystal Beast structure decks about a year ago in a loot box type unboxing video that I did, and I held on to it. I didn't touch it or open it, even though it had some good reprints. I just wanted to hold off on doing it, and I finally found that I was ready to build a new deck. And a friend of mine used a Crystal Beast deck he finished a little while ago, and it inspired me. So I basically stole his deck. No, I'm just joking. No, I bought 2 more copies of this, which I already cut up, and I already threw away one of the boxes, but I held on to the others just so there's proof, I guess. I don't know. I bought a shitload of expensive cards. If I had to estimate how much I spent on this entire set of cards I bought, I don't even want to say how much. It was a lot. I'm going to be broke for a while. It was probably about 2 weeks worth of paychecks, just putting that out there. And to something a little interesting is I decided not to sleeve the cards yet. I want to do that on video with you guys, which of course I'm going to time lapse. So here is the pieces of my decks. You'll see the cards mostly during the time lapse, and then I'll do what cards are in the deck. But before we get to this, I'm going to be using Dragon Shield sleeves. I have a huge collection right up on the top shelf next to me because I got a new desk recently. It has a new shelf. It's beautiful. So this is basically what we're going to be doing videos from now on. First off, I got the Dragon Shield Perfect Fit inner sleeves. These go right onto the cards first. I typically, well, I'll show you in a second, and then I'm going to put them in a regular sleeve. Some honorable mentions for the colors I was going to use is, first off, Blood Red. If you're going to get sleeves for your Yu-Gi-Oh cards, make sure they're the Japanese size. The classic fits are more for like Pokemon and Magic the Gathering cards. Japanese size, since Yu-Gi-Oh cards are a bit smaller than those, fits them well better, of course. Blood Red is like a deep crimson red color. It's really nice, but I didn't go for it for a reason I'll show you in a moment. The next option I was going to use was just more clear, but once I got the Perfect Fit sleeves, which are also clear, I decided against this. But this was going to be my first pick originally, due to a crystal clear joke I wanted to make. Next up is Valor, which is this nice off-yellow color, or off-white color, excuse me. It's a very nice color, one of my favorites, but once I actually saw what it looked like outside the box, I was a little disappointed, not gonna lie. Number 2 on the honorable mentions was Aurora, which is the player's choice for 2023. Very, very beautiful color. It's like a nice minty green color. I would have gone with this, maybe with Valor, but still, the last one I was gonna go for was Ember, which is like this orange, off-orange color, dark orange. Beautiful, definitely one of my favorites. But the ones I went with, because I'm going to be doing 2 different colors, one for the extra deck and one for the main and side decks, were the brand new metallic colors. Soul, which is a nice, deep, rich purple color, and Power, which is what I thought was going to be a very disappointing dark green, ended up being a shiny emerald color, which I love. So purple is going to be for the main and side decks, and green is going to be for the extra deck. Definitely pick these up. They are really nice, and I got these on the official website. So now that we went over the Dragon Shield sleeves, which is my preferred brand, you can go with whatever brand you want, but I recommend going for the more expensive ones because they last a lot longer than the cheap, crappy ones you could get at like Walmart or Target. So I'm going to end it off here real quick and set up the time lapse, because trust me, it took me 1 hour to sleeve up my deck twice. Basically, I sleeved up an older deck of mine with these and some new sleeves I got as well for them, so that took a while. So yeah, if I could find some good music for you guys, enjoy. Otherwise, enjoy just a boring video. I'll pop in real quick after this clip with the what time to skip to if you don't want to watch the time lapse. So I'll see you guys in a minute, or an hour, or 2, or 10, I don't know. I'm back, and that took me about 40 minutes. My back hurts like hell, but let's get into it. So I just sleeved up about 70 something cards. This is about a 42 card deck, 15 cards, 15 cards. And simply how I sleeved them is I took the inner sleeves, put them in backwards. This is a quarter century rare rainbow dragon I got recently for very, very cheap. TCGplayer.com. This is where I basically everything you see here is something I bought on TCG Player, eBay, or the official Dragon Shield website. And then I put them in this way, and then I kind of just push it onto the table and then finish the job. I hope that showed up on camera. The reason why I do it like that is because I've noticed a few times that the card would pop out the bottom of this inner sleeve. I also do it this way because it gives more protection to the top of the card, and it just looks nice. So yeah. Threw it right onto a fucking coin. So let me clean up the table a little bit, and I'll be back with the deck list. So I thought it would be fitting, since I'm never really going to bring this out. I usually like keeping these playmats because one day I might make a wall or some sort of art thing with them. So we'll have this playmat in the background just for the fudge of it. So this is the main monster of the deck, which we'll get into in a moment. His name is Ultimate Crystal Dragon Overdrive. Not the greatest name. But first up, of course, the main deck, in which I run 3 Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus, which is your main searcher, 2 Ruby Carbuncle, and 1 each of the following Topaz Tiger, Amber Mammoth, Emerald Tortoise, Amethyst Cat, and Cobalt Eagle. Out of these 5, Cobalt Eagle is probably the best one because this guy lets you get a Crystal Beast from your field to the top of your deck, but it's super situational. This card searches for stuff, and this card can get you monsters from your spell trap zone to your field, because Crystal Beasts, basically, when they are sent to the graveyard, they could be sent to the the spell trap card zones, respectively, and then based on certain card effects, they could be sent back. And that's what Carbuncle's ability does. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You don't need to run all of them, but personally, it is what it is, and I like them, so why not? So that is the core Crystal Beast engine of the deck, outside of the spell cards. Next up, I run 3 Revolution Synchron, which is my main tuner of the deck, and a fantastic monster. If you are trying to synchro summon a level 7 or 8 dragon monster, you can actually use this as a material straight from your hand by sending it to the graveyard, which makes it extremely useful since it's a fairly weak monster otherwise. Not to mention, you can get it back to the field once per duel as a level 1 and use that as an extension to a link summon or perhaps a synchro summon. So super powerful, really good card, and why I used 3 of them, because it's also otherwise fairly difficult to search out. 3 Kashira Finrare, which is the first time I'm actually using Finrare monster, or a Kashira monster, period. But this guy is super powerful. He's basically a cyber dragon. You can special summon him if you have no cards on your side of the field. And he can search out other Kashira monsters, including Fenrir himself, and he also banishes. It's a fantastic monster, and why I run 3 of them. This combined with Revolution Synchron is a fantastic combination, because regardless, that could give me a level 10 Synchro monster or a level 8 Synchro monster, no problem. 1 Rainbow Dragon, just because it's kind of a dead card in your hand. It's mostly just there for other cards in your deck. And 3 Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragons. Easy monster to bring out, really nice artwork, just is the main guy of the deck, really. And I believe he lets you search out a Rainbow Dragon, which is why I only need 1. So those are my monsters. I think I did a good job with the monster list, personally. I definitely enjoy this and cannot wait to test this out with an actual person and not just imagining it. Next, for the spells and traps, we have 1 golden roll, which is the equip spell of the deck. I only have 1 because it does count as a crystal card, and these cards are super easy to bring out and search from. Something you'll see in a second. But basically, this lets you place 2 Crystal Beast monsters from your deck face up in the spell and trap card zones. Then you can special summon a Crystal Beast from your hand or graveyard, which is fantastic. I highly recommend basically grabbing any 2 from the deck you want, and then special summoning your Ruby Carbuncle, because when Carbuncle is special summoned, you can move any and all Crystal Beasts you can from your field and your spell and trap card zones up to your monster zones, so you have plenty of materials for link summoning, which is why this deck is primarily a link summon and synchro summon focused deck. 3 Rainbow Bridge of the Heart, which came in this deck. Golden Roll did not. I purchased this separately. I got 4 copies actually. 1 was kind of a mistake purchase. It was part of the cart that I guess I just misclicked. But 3 of them, I was originally going to run 3, but opted to just do 1. I'll see how it works out, and then if I need to adjust it a little bit, I will. Anyway. Rainbow Bridge of the Crystal Heart, Rainbow Bridge of the Heart is during your main phase, you can normal summon 1 Crystal Beast monster in addition to your normal summons or set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. You can only use each of the following effects of this card once per turn. During the main phase, you could destroy 1 Crystal Beast monster you control or in your hand, and if you do, add 1 Crystal Spell Trap card from your deck to your hand, which is really freaking good. And because a lot of them, when they're destroyed, they are put in this zone instead of the graveyard, so highly recommended to do that. And if a Crystal Beast monster card is placed in your spell trap card zone, even during the damage step, you can target 1 card your opponent controls and return both that card and this card to the hand. So super good card. You don't really need more than, I'll be perfectly honest, I'm probably going to actually make this a 2-2 combination with 2 rolls, golden rolls, and 2 of these, because I frankly don't need 3 of these. It's a good card though. 2 Crystal Bond cards. Add 1 Crystal Beast monster from your deck to your hand, and place 1 Crystal Beast monster with a different name from your face up in the spell track card zone. You can only use 1 per turn. Nice card. It's definitely one of the newer cards added to the deck, and I love the artwork, although every time I look at it, it just makes me look like he's choking Carbuncle for some reason, and I'm just like, whoa dude, chill. 3 copies of Rainbow Bridge. Reason why you run 3 is because you can't search this otherwise, but it is very useful because it lets you do the searching. It is literally just lets you search for a Crystal Beast spell and trap card. It is, or crystal specifically, sorry. Super powerful. 2 copies of Awakening of the Crystal Ultimates. This lets you reveal an ultimate crystal, which is Crystal Beast himself. I don't think the other one counts, but that's okay. Its effects are: take 1 Rainbow Bridge card and 1 Rainbow or 1 Refraction card from your deck and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. I don't have Refraction in this deck. I do have both Rainbow Bridge cards because yes, they both count individually. And special summon 1 Crystal Beast monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard or spell attack card zone. So amazing card. I run 2 of them because I just frankly don't need a third one, as I probably won't be using it that much. But it is searchable by Rainbow Bridge because it has the word crystal in the name. 3, Pot of Prosperity. Fantastic card. Easy way to get some great cards on to your hand by basically banishing some monsters from your extra deck, and then it just continues to play. It's a very helpful card. You activate the top 3 or 6 cards of your deck based on what your option you pick, and then you pick one of those cards. It's just really nice. 2 triple talics. It's a tongue twister. 2 triple tactics talents. I only run 2 of them because I just didn't really need the third one, honestly. If your opponent activated a monster effect during your main phase this turn, activate one of these effects, draw 2 cards, take control of one monster your opponent controls until the end phase, or look at your opponent's hand and choose 1 card there to shuffle back into their deck. Super good, super good. 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, and 2 Foolish Burial Goods, which is fantastic because that will let you get one of your spell trap cards into the graveyard. I don't know how that got there. Not part of the deck. And lastly, the traps. I run 1 Crystal Conclave and 2 Crystal Miracle because it is the only counter trap in this deck, and from what I know, counters can't be countered by anything but other counter traps. So this is a very nice card to have. And all are searchable from pretty much all your other spell trap cards. So very nice deck. I'm really excited to play this. Lot of options. Plus it got me a lot of great staples, so inevitably when I dismantle this deck because it's out of use, some of those cards I could reuse. Next up, we'll go into the side deck before the extra deck. First up, 3 Noble Knight's Shieldbearer, which is kind of just not a great card in my opinion. I just run 3 of them in the side deck because they might be useful, but basically when it's normal special summoned, I could banish 1 light monster from my graveyard to draw 1 card, and then I could banish this card from my hand or field to add 1 level 6 or lower wind monster, beast monster from my deck to my hand. So the targets for this would be, I believe, only Sapphire Pegasus actually. I don't know if the equal guy is now Winged Beast. So very situational. That's why I typically run him in my side deck. 1 Millennium Eyes Restrict, 2 Dino-Wrestle Pankatops, 1 more Rainbow Dragon just in case, 2 Ancient City Rainbow Ruins, which is the failed spell of this deck. I only run it in my side deck because I just think I would rather focus on other things than having my failed spell. 1 Instant Fusion for Restrict, Reinforcement of the Army for the Noble Knights, Echo Valley for some disruption plays and things like that, and 3 Infinite Impermanence, of course. So I'm going to definitely work on this a lot, but right now this is how I like it. Millennium Eyes Restrict is probably going to be switched over for another card I'm currently waiting for in the mail, so it's not 100% yet. I am tired of time. Sorry, thinking a lot. And last, but certainly not least, the extra deck. And we're getting serious here. So I'm taking out the shitty paper sleeve. I have tons of those, so I don't really care. We run 1 Ultimate Crystal Dragon Overdrive, Crystal Rainbow Dragon Overdrive, 1 Rainbow Overdragon, 1 Underworld Goddess of the Closed World, a rank 5, which can easily be played with this deck, plus it uses one of your monsters, your opponent's monsters as a material. 1 SB Little Knight, which admittedly is actually the Asian English version and not our American English version, because this was $30 and the English version here costs like $100. I think you know which option I'm gonna go for. 1 very ugly bordered IP Masquerena, which is fantastic with IP Little Knight or SP Little Knight. 1 Saryuja, 1 Apollosa Bow of the Goddess with her barrow. I thought it was a dog. a little disappointed. One Cross Sheep, fantastic monster, and reason why I really want to use a instant fusion strategy, because by the time I'm done using the instant fusion and the monster's effect, it summons, I use that and something else to bring out Cross Sheep. One Borreload Savage Dragon for disruption plays. One Ruddy Rose Dragon for some amazing banishment. One Black Rose Dragon, a fantastic card. I might actually swap this Ruddy Rose Dragon out for a different card. I haven't quite decided yet. Brion de Flare, which is a fantastic monster. And lastly, number 60 Douglas the Timeless, one Abyss Dweller, and one Lightning Chindari. Typically with this, my strategy is to get one of my big link monsters out, like Apollousa or Underworld Goddess, or possibly doing something with Pot of Prosperity. I think that banishes though, but either way, getting one of these into my graveyard so I could bring out Borreload Savage or something like that, and my big boss monster there on the top right corner, or top left corner, because this guy gains up to like 11,000 or something like that, which is insane. So yeah, this is my extra deck, and probably where a fair chunk of the money I spent went, because I pretty much bought all of these cards brand new, other than these being part of the structure deck. I already owned this. I already owned this. Well, kinda. I actually bought a higher rarity. I own this for a while. Everything else is brand new though, for me at least. Oh, yeah. I mean, this came in the same set as this, so yeah. So, what do you guys think of the deck? I think I've really enjoyed this, and I'm gonna have fun with it. I just hope I don't get disappointed by it, because sometimes if I overhype something in my mind, I get disappointed when it's not what I think. Sorry for that camera bump. After a little bit of testing with the Great Lantern over there, I decided I'm going to hold off on showing you guys any strategies, as I do need to workshop this a tiny bit more. I just don't have time to do it at the moment. You'll see what strategies I pull out when next time I hang out with a friend of mine. So just be patient, it will happen, don't worry. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys sometime.